Hi, everybody. It's Alita Hernandez, Rebooted the Podcast. I just came to pass by just for a few minutes because I rescheduled my guests for today for next week, and it's going to be amazing. But before I get started, sorry, I got a little bug in my eye here for some reason. Before I get started, please subscribe to our channel. Remember, Rebooted the Podcast on all platforms. If you're on YouTube, you want to see me, you can see these live on YouTube. You can actually see my guests and see, us talking. And if we have any products or anything, there's a visual on YouTube on Rebooted the Podcast. So subscribe and like my my show, please, please, so we can keep doing this. Sorry, I had a moment. Anyway, today is International Women's Day. Now, I actually started looking up International Women's Day, and I was kind of very interested to find out some things about it that um it's basically like honoring the woman and her courage and her rights. And it's kind of interesting to discuss this because we talk about it here in America, and we talk really lightly about it. And why I say that is because I'm a woman, I'm a business owner. I own a house, own a car, was married, divorced, have children. I mean, I've lived a full life, and I don't have any restrictions. I've worked at jobs and things like that. So I haven't never had a restriction being a woman. Okay, maybe in the past, back in the early '80s when I first started working, I was really young, and I found it difficult being in New York and being young, being a woman, and being a Hispanic woman. I think it was a combination of everything. I don't know what it is, and I really don't call it racism. I don't want to go there, but there was an indifference. Just say there was just an indifference, and that I felt, but it never stopped me from doing what I wanted to do. So I started looking into National Women's Day, and I was not too happy about what things that I found because I don't know if anybody realizes how privileged we are in America. So I want to just share with you something that I found online that talks about the um, like the 10 countries in the world that the women have the worst life. Basically, they really need to be honored because those women, they can't even make a decision. They can't even it's just really sad. I'm not going to go into too many details, but this is more an adult program today, so no children, please, just in case I talk such a subject that people don't like or anything like that. But what I'm saying is that when I look on here, and I'll share my screen now. Share this. There we go. And here you go. So on my screen here, and I'll bring it up bigger so you can see it. So on my screen here, the first country that talks about having the worst country for women is Afghanistan. And I don't know if anybody knows, but since the Taliban has taken over Afghanistan, it's gotten even worse. Before the Taliban, at least the women were able to go back to school, they were to working, and they had some independence. Now at this point, they basically have like no independence. Here, Afghan girls who were allowed to attend school generally don't stay for more than 2 years now. They're very poor because they're financially inclusive, so they're not allowed to make money. There's a lot of violence against women. 35 out of 100 women were exposed to violence on the hands of an intimate partner. This is in Afghanistan. And one of the worst things that I just read was that also in the neighboring Pakistan, they have honor killings. Um, oh wait, honor killings are illegal here, but still white. Okay, so there's honor killings used to be how do you call it? They used to be legal in these countries, which meant that if a man found that his woman had an affair, they actually could kill her. Can you believe that? I never knew this. And and this was just doing research on International Women's Day. I thought it didn't come up with anything like roses. It just came out with all this other stuff. I was like, well, this is kind of crazy. But I just wanted to inform people. People don't even know about this stuff. So the second country that I found here on this website, and it's called Concern Worldwide US, just about things that's going on in other countries. Syria also. There's a lot of issues there in Syria with women. They have no right to over there either. Women only gained the right to vote in the mid 1950s, right? And there's a lot of, I mean, it's really sad. And I also have, I'm going to put something else that I found here, and just talking about some women, just a real life case. So I just wanted you to see this video here, and let me just share the screen. I just want to see this video here because it talks a little bit about um, what young girls are going through in other countries, especially for child brides and things like that. And I don't want to make this. It's not being like a sad note. It's just kind of awareness. I do a lot of research, and I like to read, and I was just really surprised that for International Women's Day, I just happened to stumble to all these things that came in my search, and I kept deep searching like 3, 4 pages down after I did a search. So just listen. This is a 27 minutes, but I'm not putting that on. I'm just going to put it for like a minute or so, so you can hear some of it, and you can look at it later. I'll put the link on the podcast here. So here you go.
তারা জানে নাই যে তারা সেটা যাচাই করে নাই। আমার নাম মাহি। আমার যখন 11 বছর বয়স ছিল নিজেও জানি না।
So this little girl is 11
তারপরে
years old,
আমি বলছি যে আমি
and her
একটা বিয়ে করবো
parents
আমি
married
করতে
her
চাই।
off.
আমার মারে বললো ini masih sudah bukan dia. Kuna mtu amekuja ataongea ana huyo mlaba mzuri tu mdogo
And basically, if you're 17 or 18 years old, if you're not married, it's an embarrassment for your children to the parents.
In 2018, Voice of America posted videos on social media of girls and women describing their experiences as brides and young mothers. The videos sparked a global conversation, receiving tens of thousands of comments and arguments for and against child marriage. Spurred by the overwhelming response, VOA journalists and photographers spent a year chronicling child brides around the world, putting faces and voices to a practice the United Nations is trying to eliminate by 2030. They focused on the worth of a girl and her value to two families, the one she leaves behind and the one she joins. What they found was troubling. In much of the world, child marriage is common and acceptable, and the lives of girls aren't worth very much.
So right now, I'm just gonna leave it there. It's Worth of a Girl. It's something that you can see later if you want to or not. I'm not gonna put it on there. It's just a food for thought, right? It's on this day, let's honor. Just think about those other women out there that are really struggling, and just pray for them. Whatever you believe in, just pray for them that they're safe and that they can get help wherever they need, and that they're safe and healthy, and hopefully somebody will help those in need, and be very grateful. I am very, very grateful as a woman living here in America that we don't have those issues, at least in the surface we don't have. There's probably a lot of issues deep in the dark somewhere. So anyway, that's all I have to say about that. um I wanted to put I'm going to just take a break and I'll be right back to talk about something else that I had thought about this week that I really want to talk about. And I just want to share with you. I'm going to share with you another video because since I am Puerto Rican, I found this video and I just thought it was really interesting because it talks about the Tejano Indian, which was the Indian in the Caribbean, which was the Indian that um, most Puerto Ricans have some blood or ancestry is from them. I looked up on Ancestry, one of the ancestry.com or one something like that, and they talked about how about 85% of people in Puerto Rico today have Indian blood still. So just a little thing. So I'm just going to let you see this and I will be right back.
My name is Jarina De Marco, and I am a musician. My mother's teachings have influenced my identity. You can't know where you're going if you don't know where you came from, and having your roots deep and steady allows you to bear fruit and grow.
The Taino people are the indigenous people of the Caribbean who went through so much hardship. These people need to be acknowledged because they are our ancestors and also for our identity. This is like part of the mix of really knowing who you are.
We're going to build an altar. In the center will be the god of Yucca.
His name is Yucahu Bagua Maurocoti. He can make the crops healthy and abundant. Then we are going to thank him for the work that he's going to do.
My mother moved here and we started implementing the Taino ceremonies. And sure enough, we blessed it and my garden went wild. It became a tradition in my house to always, before we plant everything, we make the ceremony. My mother would bring me into forests and jungles, and she would teach me the names of all of the trees and the fruits. And I still to this day walk around the neighborhood and I can name you pretty much every tree. And that comes from her. It all kind of blended together, creating what I am now, which is so many cultures in one. It's so primal, the voice and drums. And that is something that occurs in my music all the time. That is a direct link from me seeing my mother. Having roots are so important to me because it cements me in my identity. I've never faltered as to who I am as a person. I know who I am and where I come from, and that gives me so much strength and compassion. It really centers me and makes me feel like I'm standing really strong on the earth.
Hi, everybody. Sorry about that. I'm having my own technical difficulties because my mouse was going crazy and I couldn't figure out where the heck it was. Anyway, I just thought that was a really nice ending. I didn't want to make everybody all depressed about what I was talking about before, but I found that video about the Tejano Indians, and as you can see, I have one beautifully done on my arm and with my tattoo artist Alex Rockoff over in West Palm Beach. You can look him up on Instagram. He's amazing. Um, I got this. It's a meaning for me because she's a warrior Indian, and since I recovered from that stroke, I feel like I'm a warrior. because I survived and I have changed my life completely in 6 years now. Um, so I just really feel like a survivor. So for all those other women out there that are survivors, we honor you. We honor all of those women out there that have gone through anything that you shouldn't have gone through. I don't want to name negative things, but you know who you are out there. We've gone through life is not easy, and we've all gone through different things as women that might be different from a man. Even though men go through things, but today's the day for the women. So I honor you. Take care of yourself and take a self care day. Don't think that it's selfish. It's not. Self-care is the most important thing you can do. Like if you go to the doctor and you think that it's so important to go to the doctor, so do a self-care and take care of yourself. That means like if you need a day to sleep, go sleep. Go somewhere to sleep. If you can't sleep in your own house, go rent a hotel room and sleep. I mean, there's if you don't get enough sleep, it's really bad. The same thing, eat well. Make some good food at home. Don't eat processed food. Things like that. The other thing is, I wanted to talk about, well, there's so many things I would like to talk about, but I think I'll leave it for another day since it will be another topic. So I'll just continue International Women's Day. I want to say thank you to my mother. My mother is my number one diva. I say my mother is the original diva because she is 85 years old and she is so amazing still. And as many of you, many people who know me know my mother comes here and dances salsa or freestyle or disco, whatever it is, she'll just dance the whole night. I mean, she's just amazing. So, if you come down, just talking about that. So I'm here at Studio 33. Somebody's looking at the studio right now, so sorry about that. But I'm at here at Studio 33 in Fort Lauderdale, where we rent this incredible event space behind me and my husband JC. And if you want to come and see it, just call us. It's at the hashtag is Studio 33 FLL or FLL.com. You can go to our website. There's the hashtag on my banner here below, and we're having salsa class at 7:30 with our favorite. We call him Johnny Bravo Happy Feet. He got a couple of names, but he's amazing. He dances so amazing. You're gonna learn how to dance. Don't ask me if it's on one or on two. I'm so sorry. I'm not a dance school person. I learned how to dance salsa in my grandmother's patio in Gurabo, Puerto Rico. In a small town, there's about 39,000, 40,000 people there, and that's where I learned. I learned in the little patio and watching my uncles and my aunts dance. I'm like, "What are you doing? That's salsa? What's salsa? What is it? I don't understand." And I would ask them, and they go, "One, two, three. Okay, one, two, three. All right, let's go." We started doing the movement, and it was more about the music. And that's why I tell people too, salsa music is about what it makes you feel the emotions you get from it. As you see from the previous video, the woman was doing a ceremony. I've never seen that before, but a ceremony for her crops, like a prayer that she was doing, and there was music to it, the same way when you go to church or a synagogue or a temple, wherever you worship, there's always music is so incredible for the soul, and I can't live without any music. So come here Saturday, March 11th at 7:30 the classes till 9 o'clock. And then after that is the social, 9 o'clock on. We have DJ, bring your own bottle, and we have a great time. You buy the juices here, the water and the sodas, and we give you a bucket of ice and some cups. And we're just like one big happy family here. And as we say, you're always a VIP when you come to Studio 33. So I hope to see you. And next week, be ready for next week's interview. It is amazing. I have this incredible woman. She has an incredible story. I mean, you're just going to be excited. You're gonna learn so much. You're gonna be like, wow, I didn't know that, Alita. So I really hope you can say that. So remember, subscribe to my channel, Rebooted the podcast, YouTube, and all platforms. Okay, and I'll see you next week. And happy International Women's Day. And let's honor those women near you. Tell them you love them because you never know if because tomorrow's not promised. So take care. Peace.